I am back from my LA trip. I have to leave within the hour, so I'm just gonna try to get something done. Um, but it's been a couple days since I've looked at this, so I might not get much done. But let's see what we can do. So, um, I'm kind of thinking maybe I was thinking about implementing the bottom collision with the floor collidables, but now that I think about it, I think I want to fix the input stuff first. So I'm just going to test where we're at with that. Okay, so we can stop, we can turn, we can stop and turn, and we can stop and turn and go. So that's all looking okay. We can stop, we can skid. Just have to get the speed animation ramp fixed on that because that's just too fast. But okay, it's looking pretty solid. So now I'm going to hold both inputs. So I'm holding left, now I'm going to hold right. And let's see what happens. Okay. So what should happen here is I should just turn and start going right and build up speed until I'm top speed. What? As I let them go, he started walking. So what the heck? What the heck? I mean, it makes sense. Because unless I let them go on the same frame, I don't know. Yeah, unless I let them go on the same exact frame, it'll give it a little bit of dx. Okay. So what do we fix? What are we trying to do? Well, it looks like when I press both left and right, I'm not doing the Agent Smith problem where he's like, freaking out. But just stopped timer does kind of go crazy. Which I feel like shouldn't happen because dx isn't changing. I feel like just stop timer should only change if dx is changing. Great. Okay. So just stop timer. Oh, yeah, see? So, yeah, dx is not changing, but I'm still getting just stop to true. So does that mean... Huh. Well, no, this is confusing because I'm not skidding. So since I'm not skidding right here, this line of code shouldn't execute. So why is just stopped getting turned? Because I'm not skidding. Because you can't skid when you're in the speed tier 1. Yeah, so skid isn't getting set to true, but yet somehow our just stopped timer is, oh, well, you know what? That's the timer, not the Boolean, but if just stopped timer, let's see where our just stopped timer logic is. It's been a little while since I've looked at this code. Oh no. Okay. So if it's just stopped, here. If it's greater than 0, okay. How about we say if it's greater than or equal to 0, then actually, hold on, no. So what this is doing is saying once that just stopped flag is triggered true, then if my just stopped timer is greater than 0, decrement it. If it is, and then there's the just turned timer. So if it's equal to 0, see, we don't want to do that. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I guess I'm confused why it would be, why just stopped timer would be getting any new values, because it can only get new values if we're just stopped, but we can only be just stopped. Oh no. Right here. No? Right here. Okay, this is it. Yeah. Okay, so that's why. So if we're in speed tier 1 and left is down and our dx is 0, just stopped is getting true. So that's why when I hold both of them down, just stopped is getting true. And then it's resetting the just stop timer to input lag constant. But see, how do we do this? How do we handle multiple inputs? That's been super tricky. Do we have to say it's like if two inputs, and by inputs I mean like left and right in this scenario, because those are the directional inputs we're worried about. So if both, how do we do this? The problem with the multiple inputs is that when two of them are held down, two logics are executing when it should be just the latest input. So whatever the button was pressed most recently, that's the one that it should default to. So how do we do how do we say for all of the input to only do the input that was pressed most recently, regardless of what's currently held down? I'm not exactly sure. Part of me thinks that you got to ask, or on every time on every time we do something like this, like, hey, if right is down, then you're gonna clamp dx to its, or increment dx by its speed ramp starting at 0.12. But then to say, like, hey, if right is down, then if left is down, do left logic. Otherwise, do this right logic. That way it wouldn't try to do two things. But then we have to do that for every single case. Every single case here where we're gonna say, oh, by the way, if left is down, if right is down, do the right thing, and not right as in correct, but right as in going right thing. And then same thing for all the right logic. Say, hey, by the way, if left is down, ignore this. So what is the better way to do that? You know what? I'm curious what this... I did a note here that says turn this back on once left is working. And it looks like it's if left is down and I'm going left. Oh, this is partly what I was talking about. If left is held and we're moving left, then if right is pressed, then we're gonna skid. And then vice versa. Oh wait, if left is down and we're stopped, then if right is down. Okay. So this is... Let's try this. So let's do the holding left first and then holding right now that we turn this block of code back on. We'll see if this does anything for us. So I'm holding left, then I'm holding right. Now it's not incrementing dx, but I'm going to let go of left and see if it starts. Yeah. See, so okay, so that at least gets us going the right input of the... So I'm thinking that since left is held down still, I'm holding left and right now, but I'm still moving to the right, which I should be ramping up to my max speed, and then stay at my max speed if they're both held down. But for whatever reason, I'm getting stuck at 0.04. And I think it just has something to do with the left input canceling out the right input. Because if I let go of the left input, then it just does the correct thing. But how do I negate what the left is doing and only do what the right is telling it to do if left is already held? Part of me, well, I'm trying to avoid having to hard code in every possible possibility. Like, I'm trying to avoid having to say if left is down, then if right is down, do right, if not, do left. And then if right is down, then if left is down, then do left, otherwise do right. Like, I'm trying to avoid that because there's got to be a better way, right? Because we only want one input. We only want one input to be registered at a time. So is there a way we can say, if left is pressed, or if left is down, then if right is down, right gets priority. Separate block, if right is down, then if left is down, left gets priority. And then in these we say, like, do whatever if it's write down and right priority, then go ahead and do it. Otherwise, don't do anything, because we just want to bypass it because left has priority. So wherever the corresponding left logic would go, you know, something like that. So maybe we can do would we need a what would I call this? Like a object boolean or just a variable boolean, you know? Because we don't really need the self in the sense that, well, if we ever do 2 players, we will need it. So maybe we should just do it as a object boolean. So like we can say right priority gives false. So maybe like, you know, we're initializing right priority to false. But, well, how would I turn it to true in the first place? Because if right is only pressed, okay. So maybe I'll say like in our update function here, like maybe the first thing we do is this right priority stuff. And we say if basically we want to say if right is pressed and only right is pressed, do the right only logic like it currently is. So like, and the was or is down function will also return true, you know, on the first frame. So we can say if right is down and left is not, and I say left is and not is down left. This sounds like an alien language. Then our right priority is true. Now there's another condition in which right priority is true, and it's if left is down. Actually, yeah. If left is down, then if right is down, then get right priority. Which is self.right priority gets true. And then we need to do left priority, which is just right priority being false. And we'll say if left is down and right is not down, then that is a left priority, which is a false on the right priority. And then the other scenario, just like above, where if the other scenario we want left priority is when right is held and then left is held. Then that's when our right priority also gets false. Okay. Part of me just wants to test if this is working correctly. Like, if it's working as expected, I should say. So I can say in my debug, right priority is and then concatenate with a string of my Boolean, which isn't going to be self, it's going to be player one. And then, will that work? I just want to print out my right priority and test if it's working as expected. So it starts as false. If I'm going to press right once, it should be, or I'm going to hold right, it should be true the entire time I hold it. And then if I let go, it doesn't reset, which I think is okay. Because if I just tap left, right priority should be false. Okay, I spelled slef, which is okay, and 96. I know one of you guys saw that, or me, when I rewatched this, and now I'm just laughing at it. Okay, right priority, I let go, it's still right priority. Press left once, it should be false. Press left again, false. If I tap right when I'm facing left, it should be right priority. Okay. And if I hold left, it should be false. Okay. Now here's the kicker. I'm holding left, and then I'm going to hold right, and it should be right priority is true. So it's not working as expected. If I let go of left, it became true. Wow. Okay. So what's happening there? Oh, wait. I really don't know. I feel like I might need to put all these in one block. So if I'm going right, and then I hold left, why is right priority still getting true? I don't know. Yeah, part of me thinks this just needs to be in one else if. These should be first. Okay. Will that throw me an error? Okay, I'm holding right. I'm going to hold left. I should have left priority there. When I let go of right, I do, but why is that not working? Because right was down, and then left was down, or is down. Therefore, my right priority should have been false. Right And this one should only be true when left is not down. So why is it getting set to true? Maybe okay, now that kind of makes sense. Because right here, let me see if the other direction is working. Okay. Yeah. So when this is getting, so right here, this one wasn't working right because at the time I was holding both left and right. This was getting triggered to true because I was holding both left and right, but I wasn't holding right and then left. So maybe since, huh, yeah, it's like, how do I know what the last input was? Because once there's two inputs, one of these is getting overwritten and the second one's getting overwritten. Or it's not even getting to that. It's just going to say true. How do I fix that? This is the same problem. This won't work, or this won't fix it. This won't fix it. Yeah, that one's busted, but that one works. Yeah, so this one's... I gotta head out soon. Part of me thinks maybe... I really don't know. every time I try to do a while in a while loop, it crash. But part of me wants to try while loop again. Will this change anything? Because if both are pressed, then it's still going to be the same problem. It's going to set right priority to true, and then it's never going to... No, this way is the other way around. Since it's not part of the else if loop anymore, the second one will work, but the first one won't. So if I go right and press left, it should be correct now, but the other way. What am I missing, man? While condition do. Oh, why? To the very top. Here we go. While do. Okay, yeah. Every time I try to do a while loop, it crashes. I think it's because I'm trying to do a while loop in the game loop. So every frame it's doing a while loop, which means it just gets stuck in the frame. So sadly, I gotta head out. But at least I got something done today, or at least I started, you know. The next days are gonna be more substantial because I'll have some more time, but I still have stuff, other obligations today and tomorrow, so it's just gonna be shorter episodes. But I want to get back to doing longer stuff. So I'll really have to think about this, about how to detect what the last input was. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. But yeah, unique problem.